what's up, you guys? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today on The Snapshot, we're taking Peeping Toms to a whole new level when we take a look at the recently buffed Zenith. Now, as you can see, the Zenith is solely available as the 500-day login reward, so no amount of platinum or blowjobs will get you early access to this one. Trust me, I tried. So its primary mode of fire is full auto and has about 60% of its base damage and slash. Combine that with its 30% status chance, little to no recoil, a fairly quick reload speed, an insane accuracy rating for getting yourself a little bit of that head action, and you've got a substantial dose of foreplay. An elemental combo using status variants will push you to an 87% status chance with a standard build, and alongside a more than respectable fire rate, stripping off enemy defenses proves to be quite easy. Its secondary fire mode has two different aspects. It swaps its trigger over to a semi-auto as well as shifting its base IPS damage over into 80% puncture. It ditches its status supplementals and adopts a 35% base crit chance as well as a 2.5 times crit multiplier, but does consume 5 ammo per shot. With a point strike in Vital Sense, we're taking a look at an 87% critical chance with a 5.5 times critical multiplier. However, along with that, its fire rate does drop down to 1 shot per second, and that definitely hurts. Now, the second part to its secondary fire mode is the fact that it launches a disc that lasts for approximately 30 seconds and costs no ammo to deploy. Keep in mind that this duration is tied to how long you can be in its high crit secondary mode. Of course, you can cancel this early by clicking Alt Fire again. While you've got your disc whipped out, it reveals all enemies surrounding it in a 20-meter range, allowing you to see through walls. Combine that with the fact that this mode grants the Zenith infinite punch through, and you can unload before they ever see you coming. Okay, so you guys aren't allowed to judge me for this main build that we've got going on here. Primarily, it's just another critical build using status elemental mods to kind of help out the primary, but also touch on the secondary. It's kind of like the Euphona Prime thing, but we do have Hammer Shot in. Now, usually I would swap this out for something a little bit different, maybe Bladed Rounds or Argon Scope, but legitimately I feel like this is just going to show up better on camera, plus it's a D slot, and as you can see right here, I've got a nice big hefty D to fill that slot instead of Hammer Shot, but I did kind of want to put this out there for you guys, mainly because of the fact that, you know, not everybody's going to get the exact same ribbon, so this is kind of like, you know, you can do something with this. So you can use Hammer Shot, you can use a Bane mod, you can use a lot of different things in its place. I also tossed in Speed Trigger because I really hate the slow rate on its secondary fire, but that's just a personal choice, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut up and let's see how this performs. Alright, so straight out of the gate, I'm gonna give you a heads up. I thought this weapon was shit when I first got it, but oh my god, after the buff, this thing is one crazy beast. I'm not even gonna use an entire clip, but boom, right there, 145 heavy bombard is gone. And I have to say, I think that it's kind of interesting because it's kind of like mixing crit and status on the same weapon without putting it all in the same fire mode, which I think is ingenious because it's a nice way to kind of like make it powerful without just making it blindly powerful. You know, it gives it a cool little side mechanic, but at the same time gives it a good chunk of power to go along with it. Like, oh, that is just, it's just really nice. So all in all, even without its ribbon, the buffed up Zenith is absolutely deadly. Its primary fire is pretty much basically like an amped up version of the Bratton Prime, and its secondary is kind of like a mix between the Dex Cerberus and like a sniper rifle. Now, that packs an absolute punch, however, its fire rate is extremely slow, which is the one thing that really makes my heart hurt on this weapon, but I do think it's an absolutely fantastic 500-day reward, plus it's got that cool kind of like peekaboo mechanic where you can see enemies through walls and shoot them. The only thing that kind of sucks about that is not all walls are see-through. I don't know if it's like a map thing or whatnot. However, those are the facts and figures. If that's all you're here for, I'll see you guys later. But if you want to stick around for gameplay, that's coming next. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into this Kuva Flood. We're going up against the Grineer, and it's going to be a little bit of a sabotage mission. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I am kicking myself just a little bit because I've kind of been thinking about it, and I'm like, should I have done a viral build instead of a corrosive build? But I kind of feel like I like the corrosive part of this to kind of like strip down enemy armor, and then you could go ahead and, you know, pop off some critical shots. You know, you wear them down, you wear down the defenses, and then you go in with a nice little secondary critical shot and can kind of deal the damage there like that. And I think that's pretty cool. So I'm tentatively sticking by my my corrosive build. However, I would be, you know, I'm curious. I'll play around a little bit. You know, the little experimentation. Ooh, that is a target. Hold on. Let's see if I can get it before he kills him. Let's get him real quick. Please, don't run away. Don't run away. Just make this easy. One last. Gotcha. Yes. Okay, I feel good about that. But not about that. What the front door? I'm gonna die. Woo! All right. Now let's get back. Let's get back the Zenith. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, but no, I'm quite fond. I'm quite fond of the weapon. It actually reminds me of the Euphona a little bit because it's got status on one of its fire modes and it's got crit on the other one of its fire modes. However, do not expect a Unicorn Riven series out of this one. I'll be honest with you. Like the reason that it was so rough with the Euphona to get a Riven that was like appropriate for it was mainly because of the fact that with shotguns you need that 100% status chance to make sure that every pellet crits. I feel like with a fast fire rate, and not that it's not gonna help, not that it's not gonna help with a fully automatic rifle. I mean, of course, every little bit helps, especially with crit stuff. Or not crit stuff, but status stuff, you know, to kind of wear down the enemy. But I think it's a little bit more important on shotgun type weapons. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. You know what I mean? Of course, more is always more. More is always going to be better. So, you know, don't hate on me for that. But I feel like it's more important. I feel like it's more important on a shotgun type weapon than it is on an automatic rifle. Right. At least I feel like it is. And it's got a cool sound design. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But as you get kind of like... Ooh. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Oh no, boo. So close. But yeah. It actually has a little bit of a... I don't know, like a high-pitched squeal to it. I know that sounds really, really weird when I say it. But it's got a little bit of a high-pitched squeal to it as it spools up. As you get closer to like... Oh, I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know, but you can kind of hear it a little bit when you burn through an entire clip. I literally burned through that entire clip just to see if I can hear a little squealy noise in it. But no, I think that's really handy. My biggest gripe about this weapon though is the fire rate on its secondary. It just hurts my soul. Literally hurts my soul. Like one shot a second. I get that it's very close to like a sniper weapon and you can like see through walls, and I guess it's like their cool way of making it snipery without necessarily making it directly snipery, right? Oh, I'm a child. Please don't kill me. Oh, okay. Let me just kill this guy first then, I guess. See, and the viral build would have paired so well with this damn cat. With this cat would have made it so good. But yeah, I think that's one of my big issues is the fire rate. That's probably my biggest issue. The second issue for me is not necessarily the fire rate, but its ammo consumption. Its ammo consumption is pretty freaking intense, to be honest with you. For like some of these higher level runs, it does get a little bit painful. I didn't mention it in the core of the video, mainly because of the fact that how do I put this? Like, in standard runs, it's fine. It does what it does in standard runs, and it's okay. However, for like, let's say, Kuva Floods, or maybe even Sorties, it can definitely hurt a little bit. I mean, if you're using ammo, whatever it is, ammo pack from Carrier, you'll be 100% fine. I'm sure that you could even sacrifice a little bit in this build for an ammo mutation, and you'll be 100% fine. But as you can see, I feel like we're halfway through the mission right now, and I'm already at 181 points of ammo. And I have to admit, though, I will say that can be a little bit of user error, because I do tend to, what I like to call shoot. Well, I don't like to call it that, but it's basically like you shoot dead bodies. Does that make sense? I wonder what happens if I do this. I've always gone through that sideways, but I've never actually tried this, so let's see if that opens anything up or makes anything easier. Does it? No, it does not. At least it does not seem to make anything easier. Whoop. Did I go the right way? I think I went the right way. There you go. Finito. Done and done. Alright, so yeah, it tends to burn through ammo pretty quickly, but I do the whole shooting at dead bodies thing. You know, where it's kind of like you overshoot, you shoot at them, and then you continue to shoot at them for a little bit longer. So when you have faster fire rates like that, you tend to burn a lot of ammo on clicking on dead bodies. I need to be a little bit more gentler with the shooty part, and I think that's a majority of where some of the issues come with this, because the fire rate is really fast on its primary when you put in a speed trigger to compensate for its secondary, because its secondary makes me cry. Its secondary definitely makes me cry on that fire rate, and maybe that's, you know, maybe that's like a part of the issue right there, is because of the fact that you definitely do need to, I really feel like you have to put on some sort of fire rate on this thing to increase it a little bit, because that secondary is like, even 1.6 on a semi-auto hurts. I think, to put it clearly, the Cerberus, or the Dex Cerberus, it's one of them, had like a fire rate of 4.33, something like that. So, you know, if you need a point of reference, like, you're literally shooting, I feel like you're literally shooting the Vectis Prime, but slower. I think this is like the Vectis Prime. I think this is like the Vectis Prime after you put speed trigger on the Zenith. And that's the part I'm like, ooh, even after the mods, it still hurts. But I mean, I guess you can take your time, see through walls, do all the cool stuff, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. Again, I do find it fun. Like, you can still take chunks out of enemies, right? Look at that. You can still take chunks of good old chunks out of enemies. Oh, I forgot that this is a fire thing, and that people are that I'm taking fire damage continuously. My bad. But no, I think it's cool overall. I think it's really effective. I feel like I've already kind of given you guys my standpoint, and I'm just trying to get to the goddamn end of this mission so that we can be all well and good. Thank you all for helping me, you jerkbags. But it's okay. I don't res people either, so I wouldn't feel bad for them, especially with all this fire shit going on. But yeah, so that's kind of like the Zenith. I like it. It's like 500-day weapon. I feel like it's appropriately powered without being too insanely powered. I mean, they could have literally just given us a weapon with, 30% status, 35% crit, and called it a day. But instead, they introduced a cool new mechanic that goes along with it, and I'm kind of into that. And I kind of like the design too, and the sound things. Like, if you listen closely, you hear a little spool up and it goes up like it got excited at the end, like it's excited to reload or something. But yeah, so that's what you guys have to look forward to at your 500-day mark if you guys haven't already gotten it. And who knows, maybe you'll see a little bit of a series of me trying to get a ribbon for it. By the way, I'm very sorry for all of the people who've been trying to give me ribbons for it. If you guys still want to, I still have like other ribbon mods to like trade out for it if you guys need to, because I'm literally full up on ribbon mods as usual. But yesterday, somebody tried to give me a ribbon mod. I messaged them. They did not respond, and somebody else tried to give me a Zenith for it, and I was like, well, this guy hasn't responded for the last 2 hours, so I guess I'm going with you. That's just kind of how it works, so I'm very sorry. However, if you'd like to contribute to the cause still, please feel free. I have some ribbons that, we can swap out or whatnot. But yeah, that about does it. So I guess, as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.